Hi there. My name is Christia or Chris, and I've been an iModder for a very long time, and I am just here to show you some of the new changes with the Dawntrail textures and how to do your own diffuse color on the diffuse, plus some glow stuff as well. In Endwalker and prior, what they did was they had three textures. The first being your normal mask, your second being a multi or specular, which basically had your texture that you wanted for your eye on it. And the third was your catch light. And basically, the catch light would move depending on the green channel of your multi. However, with the new 7.0 graphical update, what they did was they actually changed the irises completely because of the new lighting system. So they actually removed catch lights completely. That is gone from the game now. And now they have what is called a diffuse mask or diffuse. Then they have a normal map, and then they have a mask, a green mask. I will go through what the mask specifically does when we get to that point, but for now we're going to focus on adding color to our diffuse. So first things first, you have your diffuse here. I'm going to be real with you. I've seen people talk about how you can take any image from Google. Don't do that. Just make your own. Basically, and the reason for that is that it's kind of the similar to the same thing with like skin texture tattoos. You know, it's you don't want to kind of get in trouble with people who potentially those are artists that made those eyes. You don't want to deal with that. So I wouldn't take any specific off of Google. I would be very careful about that. But for the purposes of today, I'm going to show you just based off of my own texture. For those who use my textures, I'm going to be converting all of my stuff automatically from the old multi to this new diffuse. So you shouldn't have to worry about this. But you will need this specific thing for it. So to add color to this specific diffuse, what we're going to do is we're going to create a multiply layer. And basically what multiply does is it creates a thin color of film over your piece. So, if you have, let's just say yellow, right? You're going to take the yellow and we're going to just apply it here. That's going to create a thin film of yellow over the piece, a transparent film of yellow. If we do it here, it's going to be, like a darker yellow. You get the point. So that's going to be that area. I'm also going to add, just for the funsies, I'm going to add this. You can also do like a normal map if you want. Just if you so please, you can do like a normal map, a normal layer, and just add like color like that. You'll lose information, but you can do it that way. And then the last thing I'm going to do for the sake of showing you is that we can actually do catch lights again. You can add your painted catch light back in. I'll do a separate tutorial on how to transfer like specific catch lights from the black PNG to the new diffuse mask. But for now, I'm just going to paint it on. I'm just going to paint on a little dot here. So now we have our diffuse. Our diffuse is done. I'm going to go ahead and export this. You can export it as a PNG. It's not the end of the world if you do that. So you'll end up with this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. And I'm going to delete this. So one of my things I would highly suggest with the mask is I would keep the size the same as the diffuse. So if it's a 2048 by 2048 on the diffuse, keep it the same on the mask. If there's an HD version of the mask, use that instead. Just because for the most part, it's going to make it easier to do edits on the diffuse and transfer it over to the mask, because you want to keep those, you want to keep it pretty much aligned exactly for the sake of getting it perfect. And if you're doing an entire, if you're doing the entire thing as, going to be excluded from color, you don't have to worry about that as much, but for the most part, just if you're doing a partial like I am, I would highly recommend doing it this way. And like I said, if you're going to do the entire exclusion, just make sure that you're doing it yourself or getting permission of whoever made the texture. Like, don't just go on Google Images and find one and just plop it into your iMask. Like, don't do that. Um, so anyway, so I'm gonna just go through really quick, explain the edits really quick. So first things first is your blue mask, and basically what the blue mask is it's the color selector area. It determines anything that is white in this area will change with the color selector. Anything that is black will stay the color that it is on the diffuse. And if you have, like, let's just say any like a gray or like a light gray or anything in between that, that'll like it'll if it's depending on like the lighter it is, the more it'll be affected by the color selector. The darker it is, the less it will be. So you can actually do some really cool effects with this if you do grays as well. Next thing is you're going to be doing is the green mask, and the green mask is basically your they call it it's like the reflectivity map and cube intensity map. And I'm going to just take a tangent here to thank basically everybody in the text tools dev team and the dev room, specifically sells for text tools and all the people in the dev room, because they actually determine all this through the benchmark. So this has been like out since benchmark. So I'm going to give a huge shout out to them for basically outlining and figuring out all this stuff and testing everything out. So, just pointing that out. So here is the reflexivity intensity map. If you've seen in cutscenes that it has a little like stippling effect on the sclera part, this is why. And there's like a little dark area here. There used to be like lines around here. I took them out of mine personally, but you can keep them in. It's not a huge deal. And then the red channel is pretty much your glow areas. This is what you're going to use to determine what you want to glow and what you want not to glow. Okay? So we're going to go back to this. We're going to open it back up. Okay? So I'm going to show you our catch light first, because that's going to be, it's pretty much the same as doing like a exclusion diffuse of the exclusion color thing, right? So with this, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to make this area black. And like I said, the reason for that is because we are telling the game we want this area to be excluded from the color selector, and that's going to keep it white. Then we're going to go into this green section, and we're going to color this the same color as the iris, or as this little circle area. And then because we don't want it to glow, we're going to actually take this area, we're going to make it black. Okay? So when you're done, you'll have this little like black blob here, or green blob here. Then we're going to go in and we're going to do this little area, and we're going to do a glow thing on here. So I'm going to, like, once again, like we said, we're going to make this black. We're going to make this match. And for this area, I kind of want to show you some cool things you can do with it. So I'm going to make it all black for now, but I'm going to do some areas that are, kind of, just so you can kind of see. There you go. You can kind of see it. All right. And then I'm going to also show you, just so you can see it with color, I'm going to do another version of I'll do this one actually. We'll do like a partial, so you can kind of see like what it looks like when it does like a partial color affecting thing on it. And then I'm going to make this black. All right. So now we got our mask. Our mask is done. We are going to export this. And we're going to save it. And then we're going to open up text tools. Okay? So I already did this on mine. This is not going to matter so much when you get into Penumbra and stuff like that, but it's going to matter more for here because we are in text tools. And we're saving it to text tools. So basically, just make sure. One of the things they also did was they made it so that all races share the same iris texture folder. So just go ahead and just highlight this and then click backspace, and that'll give you a unique texture for all of them. So make sure you got unique textures on all of them. Then you're gonna go in and just kind of go in, add your normal mask first. You're gonna you can grab it from another race and export it, and it'll go to a place called all races. Just go into that folder when you load in and just load this texture in. Then you're gonna load in your diffuse into the diffuse section. Find it. Here we go. Load in your diffuse, and then you're gonna load in your mask here. And I had an old mask here, so I'm going to load in this new one. There you go. Okay. And so basically at this point, you're pretty much done if you're doing a diffuse. However, if you're doing a glow, you have to do one extra step. Basically, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go back to your iris material, and you do that by clicking the little icon here. Edit shader constraints. So you're gonna go down here to this thing called G_emissive color. This is RGB, basically RGB values. So you're gonna need to change this to whatever color you want. I have it so that mine is on yellow, so it's like 0.5, 0.6, what have you. But you can change this to be any color you like. This is RGB, okay? Just confirm. And then I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna go quickly load up my game, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to show you with, here we are. Here's the, I did Male Viera 1, so here's your Male Viera 1 iris. And here it is being affected by the iris. And I have it so that, like I said, some of it, the lighter it is, there's your catch light there. There's your little color there that's being marginally affected by how bright or dark it is. And then if you go into the evening, you can see that some areas glow, and some areas glow more than the others. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, ask me. I'm on Twitter at Chris_corner. You can just feel free to send me a message and ask me, and I'd be more than happy to help answer any questions you may have. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, guys. Cheers.